Hello everyone and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. I am going to be showing you how to build a super simple kelp farm, something that's easy to build and set up. And to do so, I'm just going to walk you through the testing and design process of how I came up with this farm design and figured some things out about it, because then you'll have all the tools you need to build your own farm, as the design is very flexible. Now the first thing I wanted to find out was how far up does the kelp grow. And it seems that no kelp will grow more than 24 blocks. However, there is something very interesting about this. If we go and break the kelp and start growing it again, you'll see that it grows very fast, first of all, and that's because I've set the random tick speed to 1500, which is 500 times the normal amount, which would be 3. So you can see the kelp is growing very fast, but it doesn't actually always grow as tall as 24 blocks. It seems to grow between 10 and 24. And if we look at this first design over here, we've actually got some that for the first time have grown less than that. That's about 6 tall right there. So I think at some point when it's growing, it either randomly decides, okay, we're not going to grow any further than this, or perhaps when the plant is first planted, it has like a size that it can grow to, because something clearly is happening there with the game. But they grow no taller than 24 blocks, which is the first thing that I found out. So then I went and made a farm design that was 24 blocks tall, and that might have not been the best idea because the kelp actually grows really slow. So let's set it back to the default speed. Let's press the button to harvest this farm. And you're going to see, bam, lag spike. Then all the items start floating up to the top. And then we're probably not going to see many of these plants grow very much over the next part of the video. So, yes, all the items come up to the very top here, and then we have water streams going to the middle. So when the items rise to the top, the water then guides them across here. You'll see that some of the kelp are a little bit funky. That's because the items are grouping up into stacks, and then they get pushed over here and they fall all the way down. And it is possible actually for the kelp to land out to the side a little bit. It's very slim, so one of the things you might want to do is attach an extra hopper on each of the sides. But otherwise it will all land into there and go into the chest at the bottom where we've been getting lots and lots of kelp. Now you'll see that there are ink sacs in there as well, and that's from before I added this little swimming area for the squids, because we're in a testing area. It means that as soon as you put down water, you know, these squids are going to start spawning inside of it. But that shouldn't be a problem if you're in a regular world. So then I thought, okay, what happens if you want to extend this further than 12 blocks? You're going to run into a little bit of a problem, so you need a redstone solution. You can see that all the pistons it extends, and if we didn't have this right here, that wouldn't be the case. One of those pistons would get missed out. So if you happen to be designing yours this way, you want a really wide one, you're going to need that little bit of redstone to continue the circuit all across. Now if you do that, you're not going to be able to have the water streams like they're set up at the top here. So what you would need to do is something like this. If I just go and put these blocks back, it will make complete sense. You fill it all the way up with water, and then you break the glass at the front, and it will all flow over. And then somewhere, either at the top or at the bottom, you'll need the hoppers to pick up the items and put them into a chest. It's very simple stuff. However, what I would recommend doing is doing it like this. You have your water stream going over the top and then across to either a hopper, or it could fall down below. And then once you put that water in, you simply need to break the glass right here. And then the water will flow down, which allows the items to come all the way up to the top and go into the water item stream and get pushed over to the hopper. Now the next thing that you'll probably want to do is automate this, because if we go back to the beginning here, you'll see that the kelp has barely grown at all. These farms are very slow, and I was doing some crude testing trying to calculate how fast they grow, and it's so slow that I think the best thing to do is basically just to build an EFO hopper clock like this. And there is actually something missing here. Let's go grab a repeater. I think this repeater got washed away from the water when I was building this farm over here, but that should be the output of your EFO hopper clock, a redstone torch going into a repeater. Then you lead that repeater into the redstone to activate your pistons. So like I said, I was trying to do some crude testing and crunch the numbers to figure out how fast the kelp grows, but it's not fast enough for it to make sense to do anything other than basically fill this thing all the way up with items so that it activates every few minutes or so. And because of that, your kelp's probably never going to grow as high as 24 blocks. So it doesn't make sense to build it that big as well, right? So this is what I think is the optimum way to build this farm. Make it about 10 blocks tall, have it controlled by a clock with 5 stacks of items in it, And these things, by the way, are 7 blocks wide as well. The reason for that is because of the water stream at the top. It can go all the way across, come over by one, and deposit all of the items down into a single hopper. If you make it wider than that, you'd need different sorts of water streams like this. And this one right here requires 1 hopper for each width of your farm. So for that reason, I think this is the optimal design, and it's easy to stack side by side. So with a single repeater around the back, you can bring the redstone over to the next set of pistons, and then you just have 1 hopper for every 7 wide of your farm. So this is a tutorial video, however it's not a block by block tutorial. You should be able to figure out everything you need to do this by listening to what I've said and seeing what's in front of you. So if it wasn't clear enough for you and you feel like you need a world download, well, good news, there is one available for you in the description box down below. So that's where I'm going to wrap up this tutorial. If you've enjoyed it, leave a like. As always, thank you for your support on these videos. And I believe this is actually the 300th tutorial that I have uploaded to this channel on Minecraft alone. So be sure to check out the tutorials playlist, see how many of them you have actually seen. There'll be a link in the description box down below. But that is it for me. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.